Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Jack and today we're going over my very last Jiu Jitsu competition at white belt. Now this was my last competition at white belt because 3 weeks after this I managed to get my blue belt, which was very exciting and I cannot wait to compete at the next level. I was planning to do one more competition at white belt the week after this, but for reasons that you'll find out later on in the video, I was not able to. As I said, I'm super excited to start competing at blue belt, so if you want to see some competition vlogs and more breakdowns like this, make sure you subscribe and like the video as well. Really appreciate it. So this was the first of 3 potential matches in the tournament. And as you can see, my opponent did not get ready off the mat, so he's just tying his belt up here and we touch hands and we go. So he goes for a collar grip here, which I was able to break and maintain a sleeve grip myself. Tried to do a nice sweep here, but it failed and I ended up pulling guard with a nice little guard pull there. Locked him up into close guard. And my main objective here is to just keep his posture broken. So as you can see, I'm climbing my legs up his back. I'm using my arm to break his posture from the back of his neck. And yeah, as you can see, I'm just climbing my legs, always threatening him with something, so he has no time to sort of relax and think about what he's going to do to try and advance. So at this point, I was able to keep a nice strong grip on his sleeve. So as he goes to stand up, I base on the hip and get a quick armbar from the close guard to close out the first match in less than a minute, which is very, very exciting. So going into the second match, I was full of confidence and energy. So I attempted a guard pull again, and it essentially completely flopped, and I ended up in half guard, which is actually one of my least favourable positions, but I was able to take his base away from his right side and sweep him over. He used my momentum to bring myself over again and locked up into the closed guard. So again, keeping his posture broken here with the grip on the arm. Trying to go for the same armbar again, doing a very good job of keeping his elbows nice and tucked. As he goes to stand, I tried to go for a De La Riva, wasn't able to get a deep De La Riva, wasn't able to get it locked all the way through. Now I come up into top position in half guard, and here I am just, he's trying to threaten me with a load of sweeps, so I'm just making sure that I keep a good base, and there I make a trouser grip and pass into a less deep half guard, and he's still got me locked up. But doing a good job of here of putting my weight through the side of my body onto his face, making it really, really uncomfortable for him. I was also trying to isolate the arm there to maybe go for a Kimura or an Americana, but didn't see any luck with that. And again, as you can see here, just trying to loosen the grip from his legs on my own legs to pass from the half guard into either side control or mount. But again, didn't have much success here, so I'm just doing my job, maintaining the position, and I'm happy here. He's uncomfortable until I end up getting pushed off and he comes up on top again. Now I'm not sure what I was attempting here, but I had one of his legs in between my legs, but I just wasn't high enough to go for the triangle. So just very relaxed here, yeah, as you can see, base on the hip, pull the arm, and managed somehow to get an armbar from that position. Now a mistake that I made here, as you can see, is that I didn't do a good job of cutting the angle at all, and compared to a normal armbar, that doesn't look right, as I'm sure you can tell. So still able to get the submission, which I was very, very happy with. Felt good, just boosted my confidence even more going into the final. So this match was the semi-final, obviously got me through to the final, and I was very, very excited, full of energy and full of confidence going into it. And let's get into the final now. So going into the final, I'd had less than 3 minutes of fight time. My body still felt fresh, my mind was ready, and yeah, so here we go. Touch hands, and got reversed on it. This time he pulled guard on me, and I did do a good job of stuffing his leg in between mine, managed to kind of just put it on him straight away, and didn't let him catch me in a full closed guard. So here I'm trying to remove his leg from my body to try and pass his guard, obviously, and manage to fall into a closed guard. So as you can see here as well, I was making a mistake here. If you've watched one of my previous competition videos, which was the first white belt competition I ever did, you'll see that I made the same mistake of putting my arm directly across his body, and it led to me getting armbarred. Now luckily he wasn't able to capitalize on it, but he was trying to sweep me, do a double leg sweep from closed guard, and didn't manage to get it off. He did have here a triangle choke, and I've been submitted previously like that before and I wasn't having it again, so I fought and I managed to squeeze my head out. He's obviously in side control here. He's doing a good job of pressuring into my neck, but I was able to use my forearm to push his neck off of me to release some of the pressure and manage to kind of retrieve my guard a little bit. But he's doing a very, very good job here of keeping the pressure on, not letting me get that leg in between or through to either lock up a half guard or a closed guard. So again, he manages to just pass straight into side control there. And at this stage, watching back now, I was just kind of accepting the position. Now that's something you don't want to do. Obviously, when they're in a dominant position, when you're in a full guard, it's okay. But when you're there in a dominant position and you're just laying there and kind of accepting it, that's really encouraging for the opponent, because it kind of seems like I'm worn out and I've kind of given up almost, but I hadn't. I was just comfortable, and there you go. Hit him with a nice sweep there, come up into my own side control and do a really good job here. Cable grip and really pushing my shoulder into his face, making it super, super uncomfortable for him. Trying to isolate that arm to just sort of alleviate some of the pressure from him pushing away. And yeah, just doing a really good job here of maintaining side control until I come back into half guard. He also does a brilliant sweep there and gets me on my back and he comes into my closed guard. Now this was a little frustrating for me because he's not doing anything. As you can see by here, he's keeping his own posture broken, keeping his elbows inside. I'm trying to do a few things. I'm trying to do what I can with what I have, really. But as you can see, he's really not giving me much to work with, and in that moment it's very, very frustrating. It's the final, he's up on points. I know he's up on points, and he's just kind of, stalling a little bit. And as you'll see in a second, the referee even says that, stop stalling, give him something to work with, at least. So I was just super frustrated here. And as you can see, I'm not sort of doing anything effective. I'm just expending a bunch of energy, trying to set up things that aren't really there. Which comes into my detriment in just a second, which you'll see. Again, still, he's just defending. I'm trying to set a few things up. Don't have anything to work with though, so don't see any success. And there you go. He breaks it and he moves us into the middle of the mat. So video ends there, and get into the second one. So get restarted in closed guard. Now I'm quite comfortable in closed guard. I'm decent at submissions off my back. And this is the point where I want you to think back to when I said that cutting the angle would come into my detriment, because you'll see that in just a second here. So obviously he's been told off already for stalling. So he tries to, start doing a few things, start passing my guard maybe. I was able to make a decent grip on his sleeve. Tried to go for the armbar. It's not really there because the angle, I wasn't cutting the angle, so I was just kind of hoping, pulling and hoping. And then at this point, I was very excited because I managed to lock up or half lock up a triangle on my opponent. One arm in, one arm out, obviously. And as he stands up here and goes to pass, he twists my back in a very, very awkward way. and I was left on the floor, unable to move my legs, unable to feel my legs, and it was a very, very scary situation. So what happened? So because I didn't cut the angle, my spine was left exposed and in a very awkward position, and even a little bit of pressure would have caused an injury, never mind the full weight of someone dropping on my head. So this was back in early June, and I didn't manage to get back training pain-free until mid-August. And still now on the 20th of September, I have to be extremely cautious and careful when I am rolling. But thanks to God, I'm still here, alive, able to walk, healthy, and yeah, I'm very grateful for that. So what did I learn here? Cut the angle, always. Even in the second match when I won by armbar, the submission was not nearly as tight or clean as it could have been if I just cut that angle in the first place. And if I knew this before, then I would have never got in that situation in the first place, completely leaving my neck and back exposed to something like that happening. I also learned that most jiu-jitsu competitions, maybe not this one, are not life or death scenarios. They're a bit of fun, and at most they're a character and a skill test. Whether you win the gold medal or you lose the first match, you showed up, you tried your best, and you tested yourself, and that's what matters. Sure, it would have been nice to take the gold medal home, but is it really worth it? All the doctor's appointments and physio sessions and 2 months of recovery work for a £5 medal? I don't think so. But the main thing is I'm still here, I'm still able to train, and I'm gonna get back into the competition scene as soon as I'm able to train at full capacity. Yeah, so that's it. That's how my jiu-jitsu career nearly ended before it's even started. As I said earlier, I'm really looking forward to competing again. And if you want to see a vlog of my first competition at Blue Belt, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll bring it to you as soon as I can. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.